All right, y'all. So this one is called Shotgun Wedding. Yes, I've had two failed marriages that were shotgun weddings, and I am not a perfect person, and I'm tired of being expected to be one. I don't feel like I've been able to grow into a woman. I feel like I've been having a lot of pressure since a child to be just this adult who has it all figured out and have it all together. And then when I have that attitude or that persona, it's taken the wrong way. But anyway, I don't feel like going into all the in depths and extreme of my personal life. But one thing I will say, and that I know that anybody knows about me since I was a child, is that I do take my relationship seriously. And I've always wanted to have my own family, be married. And I always wanted to be with one man. And when I felt like that just wasn't happening, or somebody was just sabotaging me in my life, or the person doesn't, value me or care about me, I know how to be responsible. I know how to get up and take care of my hygiene and take care of my business, and I've done it before. So I really don't have to prove that to anybody. And if any guy that's been with me that lies and says that I wasn't about my business or I didn't do that, that's a lie. You've seen me handle myself accordingly in a classic way and take care of business at some point. But a person gets tired. I'm just mentally, physically, emotionally drained and exhausted and tired. And somebody wants me to be in that kind of mental state, but I don't stay there long. God is going to always be with me in this life or the next. I still strongly believe in my heart, soul, that I'm going to find my soul mate, my soul tie, that bond, not just with anybody or somebody who's trying to force something. You should never have to feel like you got to force something. If you're doing that and going out of your way to force something, it ain't worth you doing. And I had to learn that the hard way. So I just want people to know that I believe, and I'm not no expert, but I believe that before getting married, that everyone should have marital counseling before they get married and understand the severity and the seriousness and the responsibility that comes along with making a promise and a covenant. It is a contract, or whatever you want to call it. It is a contract. It's not a contract. It doesn't matter. Some people do put contracts in their marriages. They have financial contracts. Some people like a prenup. It's called a prenuptial agreement, so, and I'm okay with that, because whatever it is I come with, I can leave with. I'm not the gold digging type, but I do like the finer things. And you should never settle. Don't ever let somebody tell you that you have to lower yourself for somebody else or something else. You don't. And if you feel like you're in someone else's shadow, then fix it and be your own light. I had to learn that. I wasn't always this way. In marriage and in life and in any relationship, you're supposed to grow with the person. You have to give them room and space. So yes, you have to give that person time, room, and space to grow. You cannot come into a marriage or relationship, especially with me being fresh out of high school, that people are attacking me and assassinating my character for decisions that I made in relationships. As most of 90% of these relationships were in high school and all of that stuff. And come to boot that people don't know my full life story and what I've been through. And the fact that I did not have two parents guide me in relationships because they worked all the time. I did not have relationship guidance. So even to me growing into a woman and knowing what a woman is supposed to do, and carry herself, there are certain things that were taught and some things that weren't. That's why I have some kind of level of class about myself, some kind. And I'm able to articulate myself a certain way and at least uphold a conversation properly to some degree. And I wouldn't be able to do that if I was classless, first and foremost. I'm just tired of the lies and tired of people gossiping, running their mouth about me and making up stuff that's untrue. I'm not here to put nobody down. I'm not here to sit up here and, go heavily in on the past, but I am going to set the record straight because I'm getting tired of it. I do love hard in my relationships, and have done a lot of great and wonderful things in my relationships, like get people jobs that didn't have a job, didn't have no nothing going on for themselves, no ambition, no drive, no nothing. And I was that backbone and that support and that drive and that ambition. And I'm not getting any type of recognition for none of the good stuff that I've ever done in my life or the good character that I possess. Anyway, I had a much bigger rant that I was going on, but I'm a really personal and private person, and I think anybody should be. That's the reason why we wear clothes. You're allowed to some kind of privacy in your life. And then some people say I overshare. What point is oversharing when somebody just trashed your entire character? Yeah. At the end of the day, if your story can help somebody, that's wonderful. But, I think that people are entitled to some sort of privacy in their lives. And I do believe that there should be a mandatory counseling before getting married. Marital counseling should be mandatory. And I do believe that high school students should have home economics back in school and have religion back in school. And I do believe also that there should be some kind of childbearing class where the kids have to take home, not kids, but like the teens, like in, high school, that have to take home maybe like 12th, 11th, 12th grade, 17, 18, where they take home baby dolls and they get to a family class where they get to really understand what parenting is really about 24/7 around the clock. And then I think that'll help the world be a better place, just guiding people into being more responsible. And of course, that person has to want to, and they still have to make their own choices and decisions, but it just helps. So at the end of the day, this song is called Shotgun Wedding, and it's dope by Severity. Without further ado, I'm just going to get into it. I used to think that a shotgun wedding was for true love. Now I know if a man wants to marry me, he'll give me my dream one. Move past the presentation of the outer being and just have some patience. No, I don't like a coach, I still like the finer things, like a burger. It's not about the finances or the fancy dresses, I'm not here to be impressive. When you're proud of your hard work, you cherish it more. You show the crowd what you're made of, those moments you endure. I used to think that a shotgun wedding was for true love. Now I know if a man wants to marry me, he'll give me my dream one. It takes two to communicate. One person can't consummate. You gotta take responsibility and love me to your core. Certain matters require urgency that you just can't ignore. Don't be making promises you can't keep. You gotta be for sure. Don't show up with your cup half empty. Love shouldn't be a chore. I'm a reflection of what you give to me. If you're not happy, then just leave. Don't cheat. If you stepped out and I turned and do the same thing, that makes us both a whore. So please be careful what you do to me. I don't want to close that door. I used to think that a shotgun wedding was for true love. Now I know if a man wants to marry me, he'll give me my dream one. Just want to be truly forever after happy with the one that I adore. We should be kicking up our feet and enjoying our honeymoon retreat and building our future. All I know is this one thing, I don't want to lose you. I meant my vows when I pronounced forever. I never feel doubt when you're around. You empower me to be better. That's how true love sticks around through any kind of weather. As long as we both stay down, we'll always be together. I used to think that a shotgun wedding was for true love. Now I know if a man wants to marry me, he'll give me my dream one. You're my equal, the prequel in my end. Love is seen through, and I'm never leaving. Unbreakable, like a crack in the skin. We can heal wounds if we both put the work in. I used to think that a shotgun wedding was for true love. Now I know if a man wants to marry me, he'll give me my dream one. Y'all, we gotta give people their flowers while they're here. So don't forget to tell someone that you love them, that you appreciate them, that you care about them, because life is short. If I'm making y'all feel alright and you're bopping to the vibe, drop a rose from the sky and let your soul glow. And let me know by hitting like, and don't you dare forget to subscribe.